My name is Shachar Peled. This is another video in a series on evolution of the basis of faith as a criterion for faith, and we are now in the middle of a discussion of the tension between the individual and society, and the way that postmodernist thinkers have emphasized the aspect of the individual being oppressed by society, and which led to the rejection of the needs of the many in favor of the needs of the individual. So we can see that this conflict has ignored the proper balance between the two forces, and to the point of demonically painting the very ability of people to unite together and to interiorize the ideas of a culture, such as when you acquire language or you learn music, you interiorize, and because you also interiorize ideas and stereotypes and many other also negative things. So they have taken up, the postmodernists, this interiorization as the mark of Cain, as the mark that this is evil. So Foucault, for example, attacks the very talent of people to become involved and to merge into the greater personality of a civilization, and the very ability of people to interiorize the expectations of a culture and aspire to manifest them or realize them. Foucault attacks the human ability to interiorize the point of view of other people, because this ability can lead also to the development of oppressive hierarchies. As far as Foucault is concerned, the aspiration of a culture to organize its individuals in a way that will allow it to exist is the greatest sort of tyranny that oppresses man from within once the normative demands of society have been interiorized. Postmodernity identifies the very powers, the very forces that allow unity between people and colors them in demonic shades of control and domination that cannot be resisted, as if the very identification of an individual with his or her civilization is the greatest oppressive and powerful lie of all. The Rav has written of this tendency long time ago, before Foucault, at the beginning of the previous century. This type of thinker, he rebels against social ethics in the name of private demand, which is also an ethical demand, writes the Rav. The private demand for ethics that recognizes no no submission to the general good, that bases or founds anarchy in its most extreme form, is also something that arises from an inner drive that is the most elevated ethical and scientific drive possible, because it does not recognize the general good or the society in general as a unit in which there are those who work and those who are receiving the benefit of work, those who act and those who are acted upon. The ideal morality, in its very purity, does not want to recognize any specific personality. Any pleasure or pain is felt equally wherever it is in all space of reality up to infinity. And therefore, there is nothing here but the sheerest individuality. So, this is an ideal. It refuses to recognize any power but the individual's own inner desires, wants, aspirations, and rejects the need of the social to determine its own ways, personality, mechanisms, structure, and so on. This very sense of absolute rejection of anything that is not totally individual, when it deteriorates, when it degrades, it actually has to destroy all positive morality, because a lot of positive morality is external. A lot of it is based and grounded in society. So indeed, like Nietzsche, who was very busy with this, how did morality come about? They reject the very morality because it is grounded in sociability. So, ultimately, it turns out that multi-humanity, the multi-human, is given to dangers on two opposite poles. As the many can oppress and destroy the individual, so the individual, when he rises up against the many to the point of negating society and culture completely, can lead to anarchy and the destruction of all positive morality. Excuse me. Perfection, writes the Rav, will not be attained except at the very peak of negating the individuals in favor of the many. Perfection, writes the Rav, will not be attained, not in the peak or the extreme point of negating the individuals in favor of the many, nor in the low point of negating the many for the realism of details that are very close to heart and very existentially close to the sense of the individual. Both extremes, the one and the other, veer away from the emergence of the multi-human that is balanced, this being that is appearing now as the sixth step of evolution. So the main challenge, to summarize this chapter in our discussions, the main challenge in the appearance of the evolutionary step that is the multi-human is the development of a civilization that does not oppress its individuals, but lifts them up and allows them to realize their humanity in a sense of harmony. So we need a balance between the individual and society that will benefit both. And we have this balance in various aspects. For example, we spoke about music. So the world of music is egalitarian in that, and meritorious in that those who become the leaders of this world are those who are more proficient in the music, in the performance and theory of music. So they become the leaders, and the next generation, when it imbibes, when it interiorizes the knowledge of music and creates by itself, then each individual can give or display or manifest the human potential that can use this heritage, the musical heritage that has been interiorized, for renovation and for creating works of art and genius and performing beautiful creations. So, for example, music is a good example of the balance that should be achieved and can be achieved between people in all walks of life, in all areas of specialization, in everything that people do. There should be and there will be a balance between the many, the depository of the goodness of culture, and the individual who interiorizes and then produces freely and creatively of himself.